Welcome to Bill's Aunt Saltwater. Great fun fishing that anyone can do. Yes, you can do this. Welcome back to the scenic Venice area in Louisiana for part 2 of our last week's show titled Fishin' at the Finest with the Finest, part 1. As often happens, due to lots of great action, we simply split a really good trip into 2 shows, so you, our loyal viewers, won't miss any of the fun. When we ran out of showtime last week, we left Bill still casting away in the Venice, Louisiana area for some very hearty redfish with his good friend and super guide, Mike Frenette. They were tempting the big reds with Bass Pro Shop's saltwater Sally grubs, and the action simply couldn't have been better. Let's rejoin them now and see how the rest of that trip went.
Do these fish school by size?
That's a great question, Bill, and yes, they do. I mean, pretty much, if you're in 20-pound fish, that's what you're going to catch, 20 to 30-pound fish with maybe an occasional 35-pounder, but yeah, they definitely school together. When you get into the real big ones, you're going to find some big ones, but you know, the little ones stay together and the big ones stay together.
What's the biggest fish we've caught?
That's a good question because we're catching so many of them. But I'd say the biggest one's probably been about 27, 28. As that tide comes in today, we're gonna catch a couple big girls.
Is there one? You ain't gonna cast very far with that. Is there one single go-to lure that Mike Frenette goes to when conditions are tough?
The single go-to lure?
If you got one go-to lure that you got a fish on? Yep, sure do.
There's my goat. You know, I fish them with all different lures, but the technique-wise, popping cork's number 1. Okay, the go-to lure after that is going to be a jig head with a plastic tail.
Okay.
And then from there, I'm probably going to go to gold spoon and spinnerbait. And from there, crankbait. But number 1 lure, jig head with a soft plastic, but the popping cork technique is probably number 1. It's just so effective.
Oh yeah, it's effective, and you cover a lot of water with it.
It just makes the noise that they want to hear. I mean, it's that popping sound on the surface. It's not the cork, it's the sound, and that sound mimics another redfish feeding at their table, and that just sends off the sound that they need to hear, and they just get aggressive. I mean, you know that their lateral lines and every sensory gland that they have is just lit up. They're coming to that sound, and they're going to hit whatever's there.
Well, you know, one of the neatest things years ago when I came down here one time, we took those bomber redfish flashers. That's what they called them back then. I think they call them drum beaters now. But you know, those small those waves were coming in, little foot waves, and those redfish would get in that wake, about a foot wake, and run that wake right down the beach.
Almost in nothing water.
No, the wake wasn't that high, and they'd get in that wake, and you just take that spinnerbait and throw it right down that wake. Good Lord.
You'd swear that some of these redfish have feet. They get in so shallow water.
I couldn't get over it. You'd take that spinnerbait and throw it right down that wake, and they just boil up right there and just catch it right in the wake.
The shallower the water I get into, that's when I resort to different baits.
Yeah. Boy, I couldn't get over it.
Especially spinner baits.
I mean, he got it forevermore.
Oh, we're going to fix to get in a little trouble here.
That thing is gone. I don't know if that's a redfish or not.
Oh, what you think he could be? A marlin?
A marlin?
Well, I mean, what's he going to be? He's got to be a redfish.
Could be a shark.
Nah.
Good bait.
Look at the length of this fish.
Is that not a hunky bump? Huh? I can't even hold him.
Need some help? I'll come help him.
Look at that. Woo!
Today's show is sponsored in part by Bass Pro Shops, your adventure starts here. Quantum Rods and Reels, outsmart, outfish, outlast. And Mercury Marine, go boldly. Today's conditions log is brought to you in part by Fish Defunct. It keeps your hands scent-free and clean, so fish can't smell you. Use Fish Defunct unscented while fishing and Fish Defunct scented after fishing to remove all odors.
Oh, look how thick he is. Another.
Look at this one, huh? You can look, you can hear him talking.
I hear him. Come on, buddy. We'll get you. I hear him thumping. I hear you thumping. But you can't go. I hear you thumping. I hear you. Come here. Come here. I know you said no.
Got him?
Yeah.
Look at that one. Look at it. Look on his belly. You can see that he's sitting on the bottom. You can see the mud right there. Look, no, just down below in between the fins.
Yeah.
Look.
Yeah.
That's all mud. Look up underneath his chest right here.
Yeah.
You can see the mud right there.
Mud right here.
He's been rooting in that mud.
Yes.
His gill plates are full of mud. Perfect.
All right, I'm gonna drop it. There goes the bait. If someone comes down here, you furnish the boats and all the tackle, right?
Everything from A to Z. We furnish the boats, the tackles, the lodging, the food, everything. I mean, it's from A to Z. Basically,
what do you mean the food? The lunch when you go out, or?
Oh, we have breakfast in the morning for the clients. We provide the lunch for the clients, and just a fantastic dinner. I mean, it's just.
Oh, the dinner! Oh, the dinner's right out of sight.
I mean, it's an all-inclusive package. Basically, you're catered to 100%. I mean, we want to make sure that you just have the experience of a lifetime. We're going to start seeing a couple levitate in here too. Oh!
Fire pole down. He's going right into the road.
Did you see that? Look at that fish go. That looked like a tsunami. That is one big...
I can't do anything with him.
Remember when you and I shot that show with the badonkadonks?
Oh, yeah. And the water wasn't that deep.
And they were just crushing them.
Oh, yeah.
There's nothing better than a topwater bite.
Oh, man, that was so much fun.
No matter what you're fishing for.
No.
And especially redfish, because their mouths are on the bottom part of their head. So they got to lift their head almost out the water to eat a topwater bait.
And you know, with that overbite they've got, you just wonder how they do it. There he goes again.
And that's 15 minutes into the fight. And he's still
taking line. Buddy, this is a shown up hoss. I ain't kidding you. This is a hoss. And he's still a jillion miles out there.
Unbelievable. This is not your average redfish right here.
Look at him up on top of the water.
That's another Clydesdale.
Woo! What a fish. Good gravy sakes alive.
What do you think about that big dog, huh?
I'll let you be the dentist.
That's a nice one.
Does this bay stay pretty consistent as far as depth?
Yeah, it stays very consistent, except we're going to drift out to where it starts dropping a little bit.
Yeah.
I think there's going to be some big girls out there.
Oh, look at him go. He took it. He took everything he had.
Camera's up. To the point where I'm not real happy anymore. I'm losing the fun factor. It's starting to become work. Oh, now look at that, would you? Where did they get the power from?
That big tail.
My goodness. I mean, you want to hook into a fish that'll give you the fight of a lifetime on light tackle. There's nothing better than a redfish. They're crazy.
I'm telling you what, that's what the fun is.
No, please come back.
Please come back.
Please come back.
Today's show is sponsored in part by Mako Boats, building legends for over 40 years. Gamakatsu, world's finest hooks. And Motor Guide, trolling motors engineered for anglers. Today's equipment log is brought to you in part by Gamakatsu, because the fish of a lifetime only comes once in a lifetime. Today's show is sponsored in part by Stren, the standard of dependability since 1958. Garmin, fight your fish, not your fish finder. And Mystic Lubricants, lubrication domination.
Coming back up.
Place him up.
Oh, here he comes, Bill. Another big-headed. Look at the size of the head on this one, would you?
Turn him to me.
Well, it's got some shoulders. Big old chested girl. Look at the head on that.
I got you, baby. There you go.
Barely hooked.
Saltwater Sally. Jump back in the alley.
I need a crane.
Look at what?
I need a crane.
What's the main forage out in here? Pogies?
Menhaden pogie is definitely what they want to eat right now because there's so much fat content in that fish, and they're trying to fatten back up after they spawn.
Yeah.
But pretty much anything that's here, whether it's crab, mullet, shrimp, pogie, they're gonna take it. But they're looking for the schools of pogies, without a doubt.
What dictates the spawn here? Water temperature?
Yeah,
Or sea?
I think it's got there's obviously a salinity involved,
Okay.
water temperature, and they relate to both of those. And when timing's right, they're as happy as can be. And that's why I love when I film with you, Bill, because I don't get to fish it during the day. I don't fish with my clients. I don't believe in that. It's their day. And so I get to have a lot of fun when we fish together.
I want you to catch fish.
So
look at well, that one's deep.
There's a reason why I love
staying
doing this.
deep.
Look at, hey.
Okay, let's talk about equipment. What we're using today is a Finor 7'6" title rod with a Quantum Smoke 40 size spinning reel. We also have 30-pound braid superline made by Stren attached to a bomber popping cork. And at the end of it is a Bass Pro Shop Saltwater Sally grub. What I really like about this braid is made with Dyneema for strength and durability. It's also got a glide coat treatment that provides smooth, fast line movement. And it's round. And I really like this profile because it helps prevent the line from digging in. And the line has excellent knot strength and sensitivity. Oh, there he goes again.
Look at that fish, would you?
It's a big...
Man, what an oinker.
That big old dorsal fin.
What an oinker. I can tell you that. Look at the girth, huh?
Yeah, big one.
Oh, that's a big, come on, girl. You get a chance to go do it all over again. Look how long that fish is.
Gonna make it?
Yeah, it's gonna revive.
How big you think that one was?
Man, I don't know. That fish had to be somewhere between 32 and 35 pounds.
What's the biggest red you've ever caught here?
I think the biggest one I ever caught was like 57, 58 on a topwater bait.
Golly.
I was actually fishing with Lori and a couple of her friends one day and got it on a topwater bait, and it was just an incredible strike and an incredible fight. And it was You know, I've been blessed and caught a couple fish over 50 pounds, but I'm gonna tell you, that one right there, that fought like he was about 100.
Okay, there you go. All right, girl. There she goes. Well, nice one. The Bill Dance Question and Answer of the Week is brought to you by Mystic Lubricants and their complete line of JT4 marine products. A full line of products for your full line of pursuits. Visit mysticlube.com today. I've heard you say that the fall season is one of your favorite times to fish. Well, you're right. Not only is it a comfortable time for the fishermen, it's a pleasant time for the fish as well. Some say it's a shorter photo period. Others point out that the sun has moved further south and the rays are no longer directly overhead, even at noon. While others will tell you it's the dropping water temperatures. Whatever the reason, it's a great time to be on the water.
Today's show is sponsored in part by Millennium Marine, a new class of comfort, and Finnor, legendary tackle since 1933. Closed captioning is provided by Bill Dance Digital. Follow us. Today's product tip is brought to you by Garmin's Echo Map series of chart plotter sonar combos. These awesome push-button units provide the clearest scanning sonar images on the water.
I learned a long time ago that you're only as good as the people you work with, and you only perform well if you use the best equipment possible. That's why I've always tried to associate myself with good folks and good stuff. Consider this 225 Pro XS Mercury Optimax that helps me make a living. What can I say about this old gal? She's always dependable, totally reliable, and she's always ready to go when I am.
If you're looking for the latest fishing information and tips, be sure to check out the free Bill Dance mobile app, available for both iOS and Android users.
Got him. Oh, buddy.
Got him?
He got me.
I saw that cork go under.
There he goes. There he goes.
That's the music we like to hear.
To do this, you need a reel with a good smooth drag system, don't you? Huh?
What you need is a good breakfast.
I had a good breakfast. This one had a good breakfast.
This one's still eating. I think he's eating as he's swimming. Got the boat grip.
Still deep. He's coming up.
Yeah, he's not over with yet.
Look at the size of that bush.
Oh. Got him.
Got him?
Yep.
I'm gonna step back, buddy.
Oh, man. Look how long this one is.
Oh, he's a big one.
Man, it's from my toes past my belly button.
Woo-wee! Bam!
And look, he's not hooked real good either, man. He just
look at that. You got it.
I didn't need the tool on that one.
Brother,
what a fish. That look, that is one heck of a fish.
He ain't thumping. Look at it. There's where that power. Look at the tail span. Well, they go with that tail. Okay, let's set him down.
All right. Let him rest.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think this one's going to take off pretty quick.
Lord mercy. That boy right there got his hat when he didn't like the looks of this boat.
There he goes. There he goes.
There he went.
Don't get any better than that, does it, Papa Bear?
That's fun, buddy. That is so much fun. I'm gonna tell you something. You got to come down here and do this. If you've done it, you know what I'm talking about. But if you've never done it, this is a guy you want to get with. My old buddy Mike Fournette, he knows how to find them. Look out here. Look how far it is. I mean, we're right out in the middle of nowhere, but he just knows where to go. He'll crank up and idle just a little ways. We'll fish, we catch fish. We've always done it. I tell you what, it's a sure thing. Nothing's a sure thing, but he's as close to a sure thing as anybody I've ever been with.
You're the best, Bill.
You're a good buddy.
You know that.
You're a good buddy.
You've been such a mentor for me, and such the.
No, I'll tell you.
When it comes to fishing, you are the king.
I just sit there. We talk about the day that we were on the Gulf side. And we were catching on the spinnerbait and those rollers, and then the time we caught them on the top water in a foot of water, and then the times that we caught them on popping corks,
and then the times,
and then there was another time, and then there was another time,
and then there's today,
and then there's today. Yesterday, today, and then there'll be tomorrow. If the good Lord's willing.
It's just all special, period.
Oh yeah.
You're a great guy, buddy.
You are too, buddy. Thank you. You are too. I'm gonna try that one more time. You care? Y'all care? Come on, let's do it again.
We hope you've enjoyed Bill Dance Saltwater and learned that you can do this. Please join us right here again next week.